Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am here to bring you another budget video. But before we get into it, I just want to remind you that if you want to continue seeing my videos and you want to stay updated with our debt progress, to go ahead and click the subscribe button. It would really help me out. I have some real YouTube goals this year, and I can use all the help that I can get in reaching those. So I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you hit the notification bell, it will actually inform you when I upload new videos. So let's go ahead and get into this. I have my budget happy planner here. So first thing I'm gonna do is open it up to January. All right, and today we're going to be talking about my debt snowball plan. Now, with my debt snowball, it's not actually a snowball when you think about how Dave Ramsey talks about debt snowball. I do follow Dave Ramsey in a way, but not to the T. I have a couple things, and we'll talk about it as we go, but I have a couple things that I believe need to be paid first. And then after the first couple, it just kind of goes from highest interest rate. I also have multiple loans that have the same interest rate. So from the ones that have the same interest rate, I just go to whatever the lower balance is so I can pay it off faster. So there's a little mini snowball in between there, but it's kind of a snowball, kind of an avalanche. I just use the term snowball because people know what I'm talking about. So the first thing we're going to list here is the car loan. And it is $5,900 roughly. Okay, it's actually a little under that, but this is something that I'm choosing to pay first because I owe it to somebody that I know personally, as I talked about before, and I just feel like I want to pay that off before I get into all of my student loans. I'm going to basically list them by loan 1, loan 2, so on and so forth. And they're all student loans. After the car loan, everything else is a student loan. So to keep me on track and to keep you all understanding which loan I'm working on and how far in my debt journey I am, or how far I've gotten in my debt journey, I'm listing them like that. So these aren't the actual names of the loans. So loan 1, this is student loan 1. $3,932. This one is actually the one that was my debt snowball before the car. So that has been paid down quite a bit since we started our debt journey. Okay, so here's the deal. This car loan, we're planning on having paid off in July. And then we've got loan 1, we're also planning on having paid off in July. This car loan is going to be our debt snowball for the next, 6 months. And then Russell actually works a summer job, and it's additional, we'll be getting additional pay when that time comes. So pretty much all of his, once this is paid, we'll have like 1 month worth of debt snowball to go towards this loan, but then all of his summer money can go towards that as well, and that'll be paid off. So these should both be paid off in July. So let's go ahead and write that down. Not sure if you can see the screen. So that's the goal, to have those paid in July. And then we're gonna move on. From loan 2 to loan 8, these are all actually together as one. So I pay this in a big lump each month. I don't actually pay separate on them. I can pay separate if I want to, but I pay those in a big lump. They're all together. And then we've got this big baby here that's all by itself. That we can just look at that in a few years. But basically, the plan after July, hopefully earlier than that, if we can, find ways to get extra money here and there, which I am working on. But I would like to have this loan 2 paid off in, let's say, July, August, September. By the end of October, I'd like to have that paid off. We'll see if we get there, but that would be really, really, really nice. And then from there, I'm not quite sure when, it's hard to look that far ahead, but by October, I'd like to have loan 2 paid off, and then maybe have half of loan 3 paid off by December. So let me just put this down as a goal, because if you don't write it down, then it won't happen. Now, if that happens earlier, great. So my goal is October, pay off for that, and then half of loan 3 to be paid off in December. And then clearly we're gonna be making minimum payments on everything else. So to write it all down is a little bit just like makes me sick a little, but this is the step that you have to go through to be able to make any process or progress on your goals. So once I get through this loan, great, cross it off, and then all that extra money goes to this loan. Great, cross it off. And then these numbers will start to go down slowly but surely. But the more, as time goes on and the more I get into this debt journey, the faster they're gonna start getting paid off. I know I've already added this up for you on a separate video, but I'm gonna go ahead and add it up again. So we've got 5,900 plus 3,932 plus 3,999 plus 5,991 plus 7,769 plus 4,890 plus 6,643 plus 2,677 plus, woo! See, look, if we didn't have that big old loan, this is my debt on its own. I should write that down. Oh. Okay, and then, did I hit the plus sign yet? Yeah, 77,300 is holy bajoli. The total debt right now
It was at this point that I realized that I had done my math wrong. So stick around and I'll give you the real number.
$119,101. Crazy. So pausing this video, I was just feeling like this number was wrong because I just added this a couple days ago and it is wrong. So this is not accurate. It's like $3,000 more. So just ignore that. And then, whoops, our number is actually right about 125,000. So give or take some, depending on how much interest is accrued this month or has accrued. I messed up. I missed one of the numbers somewhere. I'm sure you can see it in the video, but this is more like what I was looking for. So anyway, just had to come in here and let you know that after looking this over. Okay, so our plan of attack is what I'm going to talk about next, and we just have some basic things going on here. So number one is stick to the budget. As close as we can, stick to the budget. Second is going to be have a low spend year. Now, this means we're going to only spend on things that are necessary the majority of the time. So low spend to me means that if I need new clothes, that there's very rare occasions that I need to get them. Same with my husband, same with my kids. But thrift stores are a great way to get, decent things. You might have to look through some crap for a little bit, but low spend year. And then just not buying random things, not looking at Instagram and seeing the ad for some cleanser and buying it. Sticking with the things that you know work for you and not buying any extra random thing that you just saw and just had to have. Third thing is going to be create more income. Fourth thing is film at least 2 times a week. This is for YouTube, and this is to hold me accountable to my goals. I want this platform to be something for people to see and get inspiration, but also for me to be accountable to somebody or to all of you. So I think setting myself that goal will make me think oh, man, I'm gonna have to do my budget overview. Do I really want to tell everybody that I went to Starbucks 17 times? Okay, so it'll hold me accountable, and I want you all to hold me accountable. And then I've got to live like a minimalist. Look at me, can't spell minimalist. Look at that. I don't even know if that's how you spell it, but there we go. So that's the plan of attack right now. When I say live like a minimalist, I just mean don't buy a bunch of crap and try to get rid of things by selling them if it's something you don't use anymore. That's where we are, and I will keep you updated throughout the year. Clearly, this is something that I am going full force into, and if you are starting your debt journey, please let me know in the comments anything that's helped you, or just say hey. Anyway, guys, I really just wanted to show you this because some people write out their debt snowball and their plan is to have it all paid off in 1 year. And I'm just gonna be honest, I'm a normal person. I'm a teacher, my husband's a teacher, and we make income on the sides here and there from various things, which will be coming in a video. But we're just normal people. We're not somebody who, we don't make $1 million a month and we can just throw it at our debt. And I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that can do that, and that's great. And it would be really, really awesome to be able to do that. But realistically, it's gonna take us a while to get through these. And I want you to know that whether it's 2 years down the road or 4 years or 6 years, if that's what it takes to get it done, then think about the freedom you'll have with your money in 3 years or 4 years or 6 years. So that is gonna be it for this video. I think that the next video will probably be ways to make money on the side. So make sure that you subscribe and you hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when I upload that video. But until then, we will see you next time. Last thing I'm gonna show you, I know this video is probably crazy long, is going to be, this is just a notebook that I keep some things in. These are my debt trackers. So I have one of these for all of my separate loans. So you'll see here, this is, and I have them in order from how I'm gonna pay them. So this is the car loan. I haven't made a payment on this yet because this is very new. And then I just basically like have my little milestones here. And what you do is you take the total and divide it by, there's 65 of these bubbles here. You take the total, divide it by 65, and that's how much each square is worth. So I wrote down here on the corner that each square is worth $91. So when I get to the end of a row, I've got a little arrow that points down to the next row, and so on and so forth. That's just how I choose to do it. It's kind of like snake through. You could do it like however you want to, really. But I've got my milestones here all the way up until the very last circle, which is when it would be paid off. This actually ended up, the math ended up being more than what it was worth anyway. But I've got them for all of the loans, which, as you can tell, since we're pretty new in our journey, most of them haven't been filled in yet because we haven't gotten to this first mile, or well, it doesn't really matter. We haven't gotten to the minimum of one circle yet, which we'll get there slowly and surely. But then what I have also is a debt tracker for our total amount. And this is our total amount from like a few months ago. It's down now a little bit. So I'm gonna fill this in as we go. This one's gonna take clearly the longest to fill in, but I just thought that would be fun. The only one that I have some filled out on so far, which is kind of cool, is loan number 1. This is the one I was paying on previously. This was my debt snowball for like 3 months. So I've got a decent little chunk there. So that's nice to see, but I'm hoping to be able to fill these out as we go. Also, something else that I have in here, I haven't put them in yet because I haven't done them. I haven't like filled them out yet, but I've got a savings tracker. So my savings tracker looks the same as my debt tracker. You just put your savings goal, your goal date, which for some savings you have a goal date, for some you don't. Same with debt. Right now I'm just writing the goal dates as I pick them out. So I only have a couple goal dates written on my debt trackers, but they're just little sheets. And I do have these on my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is Jess Greg Hampton is the name. It's Jess with 1 S. So if you want to get your hands on those, it's like 99 cents. So pretty cheap for you to have a little printable. But just wanted to make sure I showed you that.